Hi, Melanie Muenchinger here, illustrator for Gina K.Designs. Today I have a project that I'm going to be creating with my new Lots of Letters 2 set from Gina K.Designs, which also coordinates with my Lots of Letters and Pretty Patterns 2 sets. This contains capital letters plus lots of decorative elements that you can use in your projects. Today I'm going to be showing how you can use the solid line and the dash line in this set to create just some guidelines for placing your letters, just like you did when you practiced handwriting in school. I made this T is for Teacher card. This is just a fun project for school. You can also use this kind of theme for kids, but also for a friend. So I'm actually going to do an F is for Friend card. To make this project, the products that you'll need is the Lots of Letters 2 set. You'll need some white and pink cardstock. This is the White and Innocent Pink Pure Luxury from Gina K. Also got the black onyx for the letters, ocean mist for the guidelines, grass green for the leaves and stems, and finally the coordinating innocent pink ink for the flowers. Also that for the dash line. Alright, so I'm going to start with my white mat, and this is 4 by 5 1/4 inches. I'm going to begin by inking up the blue line, solid line for the bottom, and this might be in a little bit different order than you would think, but I'm going to start by stamping this about 3/8 of an inch up, and when you add your line you're going to place that just directly over the line on the stamp, and I'll show you how I do that when we get to the dash line. Alright, now instead of adding your dash line in the top line, you're going to move on to your letters. So you're also going to need some blocks. I forgot to mention that. Just some different small ones will do. And you're going to start with the middle letter. So you might want to write it out first to see how many letters you have. So I'm spelling out friend. And I'm going to go ahead and use the E since this has 6 letters in it. You just pick one of the middle 2. All right, get my black pad. And the clear stamps make it very easy. So I always find the middle of the word to start in the middle, and that way, unless I'm trying to go over to one side, my finished word will be centered. Okay, let me pull over this sheet so that you can see me finding them on here. So this new image sheet makes it really easy to locate the different letters for your word. Here's the N. Oh. There we go. Now the D. And I'm just stamping it off as I go so that it's not inky when I pull it off with my fingers, so I don't transfer a smudge to my project. I. And I like making friend cards because those are the majority of the people that I send cards to, and it'll work for a birthday, it'll work for a thank you, or a thinking of you, or a get well. So it's just a nice sentiment to have. I keep not touching my entire letter to the thing. I'm in trouble this morning. Okay, and finally the F. Okay. See how easy that was to space? Alright, I'm going to use the F again, but I'm going to wait until I do my top line on there. Now that I have all my letters stamped and all these capital letters are the same height, all I have to do is just stamp the line across the top. Okay. Now, before I add the middle line, I'm going to be using this for stems. So I'm going to go ahead, cover this up, and I'm going to add some green stems for my flowers. So I'm going to put one going that way, and then a shorter one going this way. Alright, now go ahead and add my flowers with the pink. And these individual flowers, these can be used just as fun individual floral elements, or they can be used for stamping in those letters like I'm doing in this card, but you can fill them in with buttons. And you can also use every circle element that's in my Lots of Letters 2 set. These fit in here as well. So let's go ahead and do the smaller one. Okay. And we're going to add some leaves. Close up my paint pad. And we're going to add a leaf there. And a leaf there. You can add more if you like. You can also use these leaves for creating your own petals around the circle elements, and I will show that in another video. Alright, so now you can take away that mask. And I'm going to go ahead and add just a little circle border inside that large flower. Okay. And then I'm going to add the F to the middle. Okay. And then I'm going to put the is for on that line. So F is for friend. Okay. All right, finally, I'm going to open that pink pad back up, and I'm going to show you putting on this dash line. You can see there's a lot of staining already on these stamps because I've already made several samples since my set arrived. Doesn't harm your stamps at all, and it's also nice for being able to find them when you drop them on the floor. That happens to me a lot. So you see you have this center circle on here, so I usually just start by laying it down in that center circle and then letting it gently fall onto the block just right over that line. Okay, so I'm going to ink it face up, and it is stained with black, but it was a clean stamp to begin with. And then you're just going to center it just right in the middle of that so that it's going through that E. Just place it right there. And that's it. And you would just layer that onto the pink cardstock. See here, I used a Spellbinders On the Edge border die to create that little torn notebook edge. And then I just folded it down just to give it a little bit more interest. I hope you enjoyed this card. I hope this gives you some really good ideas for how you can use the Is For stamp, as well as creating these guidelines to create not only interesting borders, but just a really nice guide for getting these letters perfectly centered and spaced. Another really fun idea for the Is For, you could actually stamp out a B, Is For, and then use maybe a beautiful butterfly image from your set. I'll be showing lots of other examples with the Lots of Letters 2 set in the future. Please check my blog, Hands, Head, and Heart for more examples. Thanks for watching.